Well, here's my 4th of July lineup for 2022. We got the Bucyrus Series 10B, which I drove up front here with the dragline bucket. My Chevy G506, which I wanted to get running and turned around. I didn't get to that. If you can see it under the vines, it's the Farmall F20 with a Chevy 6-cylinder in it, a cab and a snowplow. I wanted to get the vines pulled off and get that started, but I didn't get around to that yet. I hope to yet this summer though. We have the 1930 white, which you've all seen. Here's a front shot of the 1930 white. I have the Model A powered welder, which isn't in running condition. I hope to someday, just like all my other hopes, get running. I have a vintage hydraulic press. It's a Manley Manufacturing 25-ton. An interesting note that it has a hand-operated arbor press on the side of it. I have my 1941 Harley UL flathead that you saw me struggling with yesterday. I'll be telling you a little bit more about my struggles with that as I go. I have little Huff payloader, which you've seen me use many times. This is a horse-drawn dirt scraper that I picked up on an auction up near Green Bay a couple years ago. Here's a little two-wheeled hydraulic dirt scraper. Came from northwest Minneapolis, St. Paul. It operates with single-acting hydraulic cylinders and it's small, so I hope someday to try that behind my grandpa's Farmall H that I started earlier this year. This is my RD6 with a double drum Letourneau cable control unit. It came from near Peoria, Illinois. I eventually want to use this to pull my Letourneau scraper that I showed last year, and this would be the perfect size tractor to pull that Letourneau. I have the Oil Burning Alice HD5, which I picked up just down the road from me a year and a half ago, going on 2 years ago. This one's actually going to be leaving my collection, so this will probably be the last time you see it on my property, except for when we're loading it for when it leaves. I have my International Harvester TD9 with a high-L cable control unit on the back. As some of you know, it came from Upper Michigan, and it was a struggle last summer to get that home. And hitched behind it is a scraper that came with the early D4 I have, and that came from out near the Black Hills of South Dakota. The D4 is still up in Baraboo, but the scraper I've hooked to the TD9 now. You'll probably see that operating a little bit at one of the shows this year. And here's one of my all-time favorites, my 1919 Oshkosh. That's one of my biggest prizes, I believe. Here's the Caterpillar Model 28 with the homemade winch on the back set up for logging. It came from up near Eagle River, Wisconsin, and I haven't had it running since the year I bought it, which I think was 2010. I have my International T340, which came from way up in northwestern Wisconsin, about an hour this side of Duluth Superior. I have my little D2 with stuck left steering clutch. I really have no idea when I'm going to be getting to that. And next to it is the D7 that came from my old friend and neighbor Alan Rudolph. I sat on that very machine in the summer of '74, I believe, for a few months, filling in I guess you'd call it a large pond or a small lake, something the DNR would never let you do nowadays. I have the gravel conveyor that my old friend Alan Rudolph and his brother built in the 20s. And I have my Buckeye crane that also came from my old friend Alan Rudolph. And this is the machine I hope to get to after I get the 60 running. So that's my lineup for the 4th of July for 2022. And you can't hardly see it in the weeds. I didn't get around to getting them cut down, but this is the tracks and framework from what I believe was a P&H trench filler, which all the machinery on it is missing. But it faithfully holds up my sign year after year. So that's it for the 2022 4th of July lineup for me. Hopefully next year there'll be more. And I thank you for watching. Oh, also, we have storms coming. So it's time to get the Oshkosh inside before the storms hit, because I do not like to see that get rain on it. So thanks again for watching.